Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Batmobile Stage 49. And before I go any further, well, let's go ahead and open the book up. And we're going to look at this one very carefully because a little bit irritated when I got this one because I have not opened the package, but the package is open. So let's look and see if I'm missing any parts. You can see, you may not be able to tell, but I can look at it and I can see it was just never sealed. So let's go ahead and pop this open. And let's make sure we have all the parts. So we have the radiator support. 49E, upper radiator hose, 49H, the lower radiator hose, 49F, says water outlet. That looks like where the thermostat would be to me. We have overflow hose, G water bypass upper tube, AM screws, AP screws, filler bottom and filler top. Okay, they call it filler. I call it a radiator cap. So it looks like all the parts are here, even though the pack was open when I got it. So the first thing we have to do is take some AP screws. Where are we putting? Okay. We're putting them into here. So this goes on this. Oh, okay. Hang on. Interesting that there is didn't see this before, but there's a pin there that's supposed to help line this up, but it doesn't actually do anything except for fit into the slot in this part. So when you put it on here, it can move up and down. It actually will be in the right place because I'll make sure, but kind of loose there. So we're going to grab 4 AP screws. Set them right there, and you can see I've got a stack of screws because I've been building all day on this thing. So they're going to go through the bracket here on the sides of the radiator into the support bracket. They're only going to do that if I can get it lined up and actually put the screw in. Come on, go in there. There we go. And it's not hitting the hole. Where is said hole? And of course, I knocked it loose. Because it does not, it is not an exact match up on here. It actually is down a hair. So you got to kind of look and see if you can find where it's supposed to go. That one started. This is one definitely to start your screws separately, or start all the screws before you lock them down. Maybe not all of them. I mean, you could get away with not even doing all of them, but you have to at least get two, one on each side. Otherwise, you could end up with them not lined up at all on one side. Okay, so let's get this one in place. And then with this one, this last one, we are going to tighten them all the way down now. So there's this one tight. This one, that's too tight. No, not too tight, too tight. There's 3. And number 4. Let's say when fitting PVC cables, I mentioned this before, use a pair of tweezers and grip carefully around 5 millimeters from the end of the cable. The ends of the cable should fit tightly on the connector pins. If the end of the cable is too narrow to fit, it just tells you how to get it on there. The problem is that if you grab the end of the cable or pipe, however you want to call it, if you grab it with the tweezers, you're going to pinch it. It's going to pinch shut. You're not going to be able to push it on. So this little hose is going to go onto this assembly here, this pin. Not an assembly, just this piece. You're going to slide it onto the pin just like that. I don't think there's a top or a bottom to it. So we're going to take this, got a D-shaped hole, D-shaped pin. We're going to push the pin on here like this. Now you've got your full radiator cap. And then you're going to set the whole thing down into that D-shaped hole on top of the radiator. Just like that. And then you need to run this down here. It is going to tend to want to come off and flop around because the hose was coiled up. Hopefully with time it will relax a little bit. So then we got to put the radiator in place, meaning we have to bring the car over. Let me move the parts out of here and the tweezers and the screwdriver. And it's rather interesting because they show it from the front. Good luck finding a table long enough to put this thing on and still be able to film it for a YouTube video. So let me grab this thing. It is plenty heavy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it over here. By the way, let me see which one was it, because I found one of these pipes. Not that one, not that one. Wonder which one it was. Not that one either. Don't think. But I found one of the pipes on the floor of the shop a couple minutes ago. So this one, okay, this one is supposed to go along here. It has to be the one that was on the engine, which means I got to figure out where to put that one back into. Hopefully it's not too far up in there to where I can't get to it. So let's reel this thing back, bring the book back over, bring the parts back over, and see if we can put this radiator hose together. So we're going to take, I think that was the lower one, was the bigger one, 49H. No, 49E is the upper. The bigger one is the upper. So we're going to take this one here. We've got a pin on one side and a Got a hole on one side and a pin on the other. Up underneath here in the front, it shows a spot where that is supposed to hook. Okay, I don't know if I can get this on camera, but there is a hose right here with a pin on the bottom of it. So I need to somehow, let's see. Yeah, that's going to be the only way I can get to it. Now you can see it right here. This needs to come forward. So it needs to come through here somehow. Actually, so it's going to sit on there. It's got to go on here. That is not going to be easy. Let me see. It's kind of lined up. Since it is the bottom hose, it is going to have to go on here. It's going to have to go onto this hole here. And we have a black hose in a shaded area going into a black part. Not that that's going to be any kind of difficult. I think I got it. So now let's see if I can turn this back over without knocking everything loose. Ooh. Put the tire back on the table. And then this fits in here like that. We push this water hose onto the bottom on this spot right here, that pin right there. So this water hose is going to go on there like this, just like that. It's funny that they give you part numbers at this point saying, okay, this has got to go on here, on this part number. Okay, goes on to this part number. It says it goes on to 13E. Don't know what 13E is, but there's a pin right there that I have to get this onto. I don't know that this is going to work well or easy. I almost think it would have been better to do it before the radiator. So then this, there's two pins on the top of the engine that go on here like that. And then this hose goes from here to here. I'm not sure. I think like that. I think it's like that. Shove the radiator out of the way. Didn't mean to. Okay, that's on there. Not sure if the bottom pipe is still where it needs to be. I think it is. Let me flip this up on the side. The bottom pipe is a little bit loose. Should be good enough. Pin 11F up onto the vacuum. So there's a pin, or not pin, hose. Guessing this one here. Goes up. Oh, nice. So it needs to go up behind areas where it's already at. So let's pull this down. I hope I'm doing the right one. Tweezers over here. Get down in here. Pull this up like that. Back behind what I think is the power steering pump. Round over here and onto this is a vacuum advance line, by the way, for the I forget what it's called. We don't use them anymore. Up where the points are. I'm just looking. Do I have it on the right spot? I think I do, but I don't know 100%. In the long run, I'm not very unlikely to be looking at this engine. Really think that they should have had me actually mount the radiator. Oh, they did. I just missed it. 2 AM screws. That's going to help a lot on the radiator. 2 AM screws. I missed it. These screws go into the mount. Let's see if I can not break. So they go into the mount and into these posts here to hold the radiator in place, which is going to help immensely. It kind of didn't understand why the radiator was left hanging free like it is right now. This could be a little bit tricky. Okay, there's that one started. And that's going to keep these hoses from popping off and flying everywhere. That one, get it started. Push that hose a little bit back. So we'll tighten this down. Wow. I just looked at the time, how long this video is. Did not expect it to be anywhere near 20 minutes long. 13, 14. And that, my friends, is all there is to do in this stage. Now that the radiator's in place, it will work out a little bit better for the pipes. See if I can get this last one keep pulling the front tire off the edge of the table. So what I need to do is get this outflow hose pushed down here where I can grab it with the tweezers, pull it down like that. It is going to be underneath there. Not going to ever see it, never going to actually open the hood. Like I said, that is all there is to do in this stage. Hope you're enjoying the build. It's got its moments where it's a little bit difficult, but it's not a bad build overall. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. I love comments. I will answer every one of them. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video or stream.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models.